individualism, more human will, more ability to self-determine is important. And also, I think the ability to try new things and not need permission and not need some sort of central planning, betting on human ingenuity and this sort of like distributed process, I believe is always going to beat centralized planning. And I think that, like, for all of the deep flaws of America, I think it is the greatest place in the world because it's the best at this.
So it's really interesting that centralized planning failed so in such big ways. But what if, hypothetically, the centralized planning...
It was a perfect super intelligent AGI.
Super intelligent AGI. Again, it might go wrong in the same kind of ways, but it might not. And we don't really know.
We don't really know. It might be better. I expect it would be better. But would it be better than 100 super intelligent or 1,000 super intelligent AGIs sort of in a liberal democratic system?
Arguing.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Now, also, how much of that can happen internally in one super intelligent AGI? Not so obvious.
There is something about, right, but there is something about like tension, the competition.
But you don't know that's not happening inside one model.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be nice if, whether it's engineered in or revealed to be happening, it'd be nice for it to be happening. And
of course it can happen with multiple AGIs talking to each other or whatever.
There's something also about, Stuart Russell has talked about the control problem of always having AGI to have some degree of uncertainty, not having a dogmatic certainty to it.
That feels important.
So some of that is already handled with human alignment, human feedback, reinforcement learning with human feedback. But it feels like there has to be engineered in like a hard uncertainty, humility. You can put a romantic word to it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's possible to do?
The definition of those words, I think the details really matter. But as I understand them, yes, I do.
What about the off switch?
That like big red button in the data center we don't tell anybody about. That one.
You don't use that.
I'm a fan. My backpack.
In your backpack. You think that's possible to have a switch? You think? I mean, actually, more seriously, more specifically about sort of rolling out of different systems. Do you think it's possible to unroll them, pull them back in?
Yeah, I mean, we can absolutely take a model back off the internet. We can turn an API off.
Isn't that something you worry about? Like when you release it and millions of people are using it, and like you realize, holy crap, they're using it for, I don't know, worrying about all kinds of terrible use cases.
We do worry about that a lot. I mean, we try to figure out with as much red teaming and testing ahead of time as we do how to avoid a lot of those. But I can't emphasize enough how much the collective intelligence and creativity of the world will beat OpenAI and all of the red teamers we can hire. Yeah. So we put it out, but we put it out in a way we can make changes.
In the millions of people that have used ChatGPT and GPT, what have you learned about human civilization in general? I mean, the question I ask is, are we mostly good, or is there a lot of malevolence in the human spirit? Well,
to be clear, I don't, nor does anyone else at OpenAI, sit there like reading all the ChatGPT messages.
Yeah.
But from what I hear people using it for, at least the people I talk to, and from what I see on Twitter, we are definitely mostly good. But A, not all of us are all of the time. And B, we really want to push on the edges of these systems. And, we really want to test out some darker theories of the world.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. And I think that actually doesn't communicate the fact that we're like fundamentally dark inside, but we like to go to the dark places in order to maybe rediscover the light. it feels like dark humor is a part of that. Some of the toughest things you go through if you suffer in life in a war zone. The people I've interacted with that are in the midst of a war, they're usually
still make
joking
jokes.
around. They're joking around, and they're dark jokes.
Yep.
So that
There's
part of
something
that
there. I totally agree.
about that tension.